Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and U.S. Amateur Championships taking place at Sunset Station's Strike Zone Bowling Center in Henderson, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications, and this is the opening round of the 2017 event. We'll be here for 5 consecutive days on Bowl TV as we find out who's going to make up Team USA and Junior Team USA in 2017. As well as punch a ticket to the World Cup. And of course, the big finale at the end of the week, the U.S. Amateur Step Ladder Finals. We'll get you a quick rundown of the format as we get started. Lanes 53 and 54 had a bit of a breakdown, so they're getting a few extra shots here. 55 and 56 underway. These will be our feature pairs throughout qualifying. But as we get underway today, the first pattern these competitors will take on is the World Bowling Los Angeles condition, 35 feet in length, 26.345 mils. The oil being used here on the pattern is Kegel ice. So if you look on bowl.com/Team USA Trials and go to the 2017 results page, you'll see the patterns for each day as well as the results once they start populating. But there is a slight difference between the men's and the women's conditions throughout the week. So that's why we have both graphics posted there. As we begin to settle in here to game one, and once again 53 and 54 still on practice for a few more minutes. We'll take this opportunity to run down exactly what's happening here. So we'll have the women's squad come first. This will be the first of 5 blocks over the course of 5 days. Each block will consist of 6 games, so at the end of the week, the competitors will have bowled 30 games on 5 different world bowling conditions. On the women's side, we have 110 competitors competing for spots on Team USA and Junior Team USA, as well as the U.S. Amateur Championship title. But essentially, what's the format here is at the end of the day, each player will be ranked on their overall finish. So for instance, looking at our feature pair, as Kaylin Carl gets ready to step up, if she finishes the day in first place, she will receive 1 ranking point. If Angelica Anthony finishes second, she'll receive 2 ranking points for the day. Third will receive 3 points, fourth, and so on and so forth. And then at the end of the week, the overall total amount of points will determine who gets those automatic spots on Team USA and Junior Team USA. So the goal is to have the lowest overall ranking at the end of the week. So total pinfall, not necessarily important to the overall spectrum of things, but it is on the day-to-day basis. So you can have a rough day. You really can't have a terrible day or two. That's going to put you in a tough spot. But you have to be consistent in these 5 6-game marathons. I guess for 6 games would be more of a sprint, the overall marathon of the tournament. We're underway on 53 and 54 now, so we'll get you a rundown of our competitors here to kick off things on Bowl TV. Good collegiate showing here on 53 and 54. Nice shot there by Crystal Elliott to kick things off. She's joined by Giselle Paz, Paige Krauser, and Sydney Brummett. Brummett has been a member of Junior Team USA for a few years now. Looking to continue that trend. Brummett has been a member of Junior Team USA the past 2 years, which includes a nice showing at the 2016 Tournament of the Americas, where she won 6 gold medals. And that's the maximum amount, so that was a great showing by Sydney, as well as members of Team USA and Junior Team USA. Brummett also a member of the famed Wichita State bowling program. For Paz, she's been representing Vanderbilt. Krauser last year won a national title on the NCAA side, bowling at Stephen F. Austin. Over on 55 and 56, we have Tony Hansen looking to convert the spare. She unfortunately does not convert there. I mentioned Angelica Anthony. She'll be stepping up in a second. Kaylin Carl also on 55 and 56. The final competitor on 55 and 60s. 55 and 56 is Brittany Kolatsny from San Diego. For the first 4 days, lane assignments will be a little bit different. For the final day of competition, it'll actually be almost like a giant position round, so it'll be competing alongside competitors in a similar spot in the standings. The competitors will be moving, if you're on the left lane, you'll be moving left. If you're on the right lane, moving right throughout this 72-lane facility. Using nearly every pair here. One of the nice features set up by the good folks here at Sunset Station. We actually have some big bleachers right behind us, as well as at the low end of the center. So spectators can really take it all in, and the live stream table is not blocking too many folks for a change, so that's a nice change of events. So big thanks to them and their staff. And of course, you can see the masking units hanging here. Also a big thanks to Logo Infusion and Hager Clothing. Logo Infusion, the official jersey provider for Team USA and Junior Team USA. Hager, the official pants of Team USA. course, your one-stop shop for everything Team USA Trials and US Amateur. Be sure to visit bowl.com/Team USA Trials. You can also find it by going to bowl.com and clicking at the Tournaments tab up at the top. We also have a link in the description area below the video where it says to follow results and more, visit here. That'll take you directly to the 2017 results page. Has all that set up for throughout the week, as well as a look at the oil patterns. So you can see the 5 patterns featured throughout the week. Definitely takes some versatility to put together a performance to get yourself in a position to make the team. On the women's side, as we mentioned, 110 competitors lacing up here this week, including several stars from the PWBA Tour. Kelly Kulick is over on 57 and 58, off to a nice start, 4 out of 5 strikes. Shannon O'Keefe, a few pairs to our left. So we'll get to see a few of those folks throughout the week. I'm sure they'll be making our way to lanes of 53, 54, 55, and 56. While we're talking about just kind of the tournament format, the U.S. Amateur, essentially players, and you can see this on the results once they start popping up in the roster as well right now, if you look that up. But for players who are considered adults, so that means they are a certain age by a certain date, they're either a member of a professional organization, PBA, PWBA, or they're an amateur. If they're an amateur, they can compete for the U.S. Amateur title. Same thing goes with all youth competitors. So at the end of the tournament, when we have those 5 block totals for everyone all added up, the top 3 amateurs on both the men's and the women's side will advance to a stepladder final, which will be the kind of the conclusion of the event. Once again, that stepladder final, definitely an exciting time. The higher seed will get to pick one of the 5 patterns used throughout the week, so some strategy there. And at the end, the U.S. Amateur Champion will earn a spot on Team USA if they haven't done so already. There's definitely a lot going on throughout the week here, as Sidney Brummett mixes them up for 4 in a row. But we'll do our best to keep you informed, and if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the chat. We do appreciate everyone tuning in bright and early here in Vegas. It's not so bright other places around the country, or bright and early, I should say. But big thanks to everyone for joining us. Also, thanks for a few notes about the sound, so hopefully that's good for everybody now. Nice shot from Kaylin Carl, making it a 4 in a row. Question in the chat, is Julia Bond up on 51 and 52? She is in the field this week. However, Julia currently not on 51 and 52, so. Julia also spent some time on Junior Team USA, a past junior gold champion as well. Definitely one of the coolest things about covering this event. To go to Andrew's comment in the chat is you definitely get to see a lot of new faces, as well as get to put some faces to names you get to hear about through USBC Collegiate and the NCAA bowling programs. A great collegiate showing out here. So for some folks, this will be kind of the breaking out party, the first chance to kind of get to see them on the national stage, but I'm sure we'll be hearing plenty from these folks throughout their careers. Throughout the week, be sure to check us out on social media as well. The Sport of Bowling at USBC on Facebook, at USBC on Twitter. And throughout the week as well, we'll also be following some of the PWBA players, so be sure to follow the PWBA on Facebook and Twitter as well. Jason Thomas in attendance this week. So he's already brought you a few cool features. We've gotten to see just a little recap of both the men's and the women's field, the official Facebook page, so be sure to check those out and stay tuned throughout the week. If you're a member of the Corps, first video went out this morning from Team USA Trials, so plenty in store for that as well. So for the Corps, it's a subscription-based product that gets you not only a few great treats, but some dedicated content as well at these great USBC events. So we'll have features throughout the week through that as well. Limited time special, $79.99 until January 9th. John in the chat asking about what time the men start. 2 p.m. local, 5 p.m. Eastern, as Kevin mentioned. And that's kind of going to be the schedule throughout the week as well. It's just going to essentially flip back and forth between the men and the women. So the women start early today. They'll start late tomorrow. For the guys, they got to sleep in today. They'll have to be back nice and early tomorrow. But the days go pretty quick here. Once again, 6 game blocks, 4 on a pair for the women. The guys will have 5 on most pairs. A little bit bigger field on that side. 172 men competing. There will not be any live scoring this year, Team Trials. The staff here, we do our best to get the standings updated quickly as possible after each and every game. few questions in the chat. The lane assignments, I sent a note to see about whether or not we're going to get those posted or not, so hopefully we can know about who's coming to our featured pairs throughout the week. As we mentioned, to kick things off, Los Angeles, the pattern today for both the men and the women, 35 feet in length. You can see all the patterns at bowl.com/Team USA Trials as Brummett makes it 7 for 7. But we do have all the patterns posted on that site. We also have a link in the description below the video here on Bowl TV. If you click on that, that will get you all squared away with all the patterns throughout the week. There are slight variances for both the men and the women, but the same World Bowling pattern. I believe just different different types of oil being used. As we mentioned, for the women here on Los Angeles, we're using Kegel Ice. Big thanks to the folks at Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider for USBC short duration events and Team USA. Another nice shot there from Kaylin Carl. Bowls out of Arkansas State University, one of the powerhouses on the NCAA side. So I mentioned a good showing here just on our featured pairs. Brummett getting ready to step up on 53. All-American at Wichita State, along with being a two-time junior Team USA member. Paige Krauser, a national champion at Stephen F. Austin. The Lady Jacks winning the title in 2016. Giselle Pass from Vanderbilt. Another powerhouse on the NCAA side. It's Brummett, 8 for 8. Again, a question in the chat about the lane assignments. I have a note in, hopefully, to find out how quickly or if we'll have those posted. So we get close to wrapping up game number 1 on 55 and 56. We had a little bit slower start on 53 and 54. Getting practice underway. They had a quick breakdown, but the staff here at Sunset Station took care of business, got them going, so they've pretty much caught up to the rest of the field as they start the 9th frame. Pass working on a double, leaves the 3-6-10. Start off her foundation frame. Trouble for Kaylin Carl in the 10th frame. Punched out to get to 234, leaves the 210. Kelly Kulik, one pair to our right, finishes with 219. Leah Glazer, nice 226 to start her 2017 event. A two-time junior gold champion, Brianna Clemmer, also looking to finish off a nice game to kick things off after a few early splits. She'll be stepping up on lane 57. Delivers a strike. As Brummett, 9 in a row. How about this excitement here? Nice and early, folks. Right here on Bowl TV. Get on social media. Let folks know you're watching Bowl TV. Sydney Brummett, 9 in a row here in the opening game at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials. Brittany Calantny finishing up on 55 and 56. Can get to 190. Carl finishes with 202. Brianna Clemmer finishes up with 237. She's also spent some time on Junior Team USA. As we mentioned, an under 15 and under 20 junior gold champion. But right now, all eyes on lane 53, Sydney Brummett from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Member of the Wichita State University Collegiate Program and two-time Junior Team USA member. Kicking off the 10th frame, working on 9 consecutive strikes. Looking to make it 10. Mixes them up. 10 in a row, Sydney Brummett. Making quick work of this 35-foot WTBA Los Angeles pattern. Looking like urethane is the key here in the early going for Sydney's ball selection. She's made it work and made a carry 10 in a row, looking to make it 11 here on Bowl TV. Looking to make it 11. Unable to get the 10 out, but great start from Sydney Brummett. Going to be in the 280s. Unable to get the 10 pin out on the 11th, but talk about an awesome confidence booster to get things going here. Unable to convert the spare, but talk about a nice start. 288 for Sydney Brummett to kick things off. Krauser finishes up with a 1S71. So game one in the books here at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials. 5 more to go for this block. So as competitors get ready to move to their next pairs, just a note, since you might see it on the tables here, based off of our view, we are under World Bowling rules here at the event. So competitors do have the option to alter surface in between games. So that's, if you see that happening, just can't do it during the game, but after you finish your 10th frame of game one, before you throw your first shot at game two, you can adjust the surface if need be. So just a note on that for everyone as we prepare for game two. But once again, big thanks to everyone for joining us here. Good showing already. More than 700 tuning in live at the moment. Got up to about 850 here in the early going. So we'll be here 5 more games of this block, and of course the men's opening round of qualifying as well. So everyone hang tight. Game 2 coming up next here on Bowl TV. Thanks for tuning in. All right, folks, game number 2 of 6 for the opening round of women's qualifying underway at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and U.S. Amateur Championships. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications, manning the Bull TV booth here at Sunset Station. The Strike Zone Bowling Center, the host, 72 lanes, featuring a total of nearly 300 competitors looking for spots on Team USA and Junior Team USA for both the men and the women. Had some excitement in game number 1 here on this 35-foot Los Angeles pattern. Two-time Junior Team USA member Sydney Brummett starting off with the front 10 before a 10-pin slowed her down. Finished with 288 over on 53 and 54. Sydney elected to start with urethane, so that was one of her keys to success, along with some nice shot making. As soon as we have scores after 1, we'll be sure to let you know. Also working on hopefully getting the lane assignments loaded in as well, so tournament staff has that on the radar. I did get a one of the copies hanging up here at Sunset Station though, so we'll be able to look ahead and see who's coming to lanes at 53 through 56 for at least today. Joining us on 53 and 54 here in game number 2, we have Lily Schell getting ready to step up on 53. and 54, Ashley Rucker runs a little bit high there, leaves only the 7-pin. Ashley, a former collegiate standout at Arkansas State. Also on 53 and 54, Megan Kelly, along with Anna Gross. Anna captured a title on the NCAA side as a member of the Sam Houston State program. Over on 55 and 56, we have Miranda Pattison, looking to convert the bucket with the biscuit, as we call it back home in Indiana, but unable to get all 5 of them. Rihanna Madison looking at a part of the bucket here, the 258. She's able to convert in frame number 4. Two more collegiate bowlers getting ready to step up on 55 and 56 now. Sarah Willie from McHenry. Looking to make it 4 in a row. But rings the 10. And Haley Richard, member of Junior Team USA, earned her spot through trials last year. Also a member of the Arkansas State bowling program. Haley also had a nice performance at the 2016 Tournament of the Americas, capturing 3 gold medals, 2 silvers, and 1 bronze. 2016 was her first year on Junior Team USA. Also on Junior Team USA is her twin sister, Jordan Richard. So that was a pretty cool story from this summer. Haley competing at the Tournament of the Americas at the same time Jordan was at the World Bowling Youth Championships. So for the Richard family, there was a little bit back and forth. Watching both of their daughters compete. Both tournaments happen to be in America, so the World Bowling Youth Championship took place in Lincoln, Nebraska. So definitely a cool opportunity. Both of them also part of that, as we mentioned, Arkansas State bowling program. For those of you just tuning in, just give you a quick recap and reminder of the format here at the USBC Team USA Trials and US Amateur. Definitely a lot going on, especially if you're unfamiliar with the event. But it works a little different than what you're used to seeing. So it's essentially looking for the competitors who are the most consistent and near the top of the standings from day to day. So total pinfall for the 30-game block essentially really doesn't come into play. It's more about your position on each of the 5 patterns. Once again, 5 6-game blocks over the course of 5 days to determine who's making Team USA and Junior Team USA. So as we mentioned, for instance, if Ashley Rucker finishes day number 1 in first place, she would receive 1 ranking point. If Haley Richard finished second, she would receive 2 ranking points. Third, 3, fourth, 4, and down the line. So in that instance, Ashley had 1 point today. If she finished in 13th the following day, she would receive 13 points, giving her a total of 14 overall points. So at the end of the 5 days, you want to have as low a total as possible. That is the goal. So at the end of day 5 of qualifying, the 4 lowest overall scores on the adult side will earn automatic spots on Team USA. The 4 lowest scores on the youth side will earn spots on Junior Team USA. The overall winner of team trials on both the men's and the women's side also will punch their ticket to the 2017 AMF World Cup taking place in Mexico. Always a big event, and one of the perks of winning this event, not only the spot on Team USA, but a trip to compete against, the top competitors in the world. Then we mentioned the U.S. Amateur as well. If you look in the standings, once those get posted, as well as in the roster, you'll see players are either pro, amateur, or youth. If they're youth, obviously they still qualify for Junior Team USA based on age. If they're amateurs, or if they're professionals, then they are a member of the PBA or PWBA. So all the amateurs essentially have the opportunity to earn a spot on Team USA as well if they fall outside that top 4. The top 3 amateurs on both the men's and the women's side advance to a stepladder final, where the U.S. Amateur Champion will also earn a spot on Team USA. If they have not done so already. So definitely a lot going on, and once you kind of get to see the standings throughout the week, it probably makes a little bit more sense than my attempt at explaining it right now, but of course the National Selection Committee as well will make a few selections, minimum of 2 for both Team USA and Junior Team USA on the men's and women's side. And then for the adults, there's actually a resume process as well. They can select up to 5 from players who have submitted resumes based off of certain criteria. You have to be a member of Team USA or Junior Team USA in the past 10 years, or either a top 25 or in the top 25 of earnings on the PBA Tour for the men, top 25 in points on the PWBA Tour for the women in the past season. And for the youth side, we actually already have 6 members on both the boys and girls team through the 2016 Junior Gold Championships. So we brought all of that around because Adriana Stacy joined us in the chat room, who earned one of those spots in Indianapolis this past summer. So thank you for joining us, Adriana, and Junior Team USA is looking forward to seeing you at a camp this upcoming summer. Again, just as a reminder, we do have lane graphs for this week available on bowl.com/Team USA Trials. If you go directly to that page, right at the top, you'll see across the banner, we got a picture of Danielle McCune and Marshall Kent, our 2016 Team Trials champions. There'll be a link that says 2017 results. You can click on that and you can find the oil patterns there, along with more information. So looking ahead to game 3, as we hit the home stretch of game 2, for those of you planning ahead. On 53 and 54, we will feature Taryn Gray, Erica Schneider, Kelsey Anderson, and Hannah Fortin. On 55 and 56, we will have Kayla Hicks, Julia Bond, Brianna Cote, and Ashley Dunn. So once again, we're working to get those up online as well, but based off the paperwork I stole from the tournament office, that's who's coming up next. Some celebrities in the chat: Aaron Lorenz, Zach Wilkins. Thanks for joining us, guys. Got a chance to talk to Zach at the 2016 U.S. Open a few months ago. He led the opening day of qualifying. Zach also knows a little something about competing internationally, representing Team Canada. Talk a little bit about the Tournament of the Americas in 2016. Zach put on a great performance there, winning a handful of gold medals, including the all events total in the adult men's category. So he knows a thing or two about striking. Good buddy Matthew Staninger stopping by to answer your question for numbers. I'm guessing you're talking entries. Pretty comparable to last year. The men's field did sell out at 175. However, we had a few last-second dropouts, and so I think the final total was 172. Women at 110 this year. So 53 and 54, giving our players some struggles here in game 2, and that was also seemed to be the case in game 1 outside of Sydney. Fairly confident she was the only one using urethane so far on that pair, so we'll we'll see how much that plays down the road. Some solid games from Haley and Sarah over on 55 and 56. Question in the chat, how many entries on the women's side last year? 109, so we're up by one. All right, folks, game 3 underway. Had to step out for a second at the end of game 2 there, but we got getting some information up on the website. So lane assignment should be up now for both the men and the women for day number 1. You may need to refresh or clear your cache, but that should be up now, and then standings hopefully coming very shortly as well. Once again, a big thanks to everyone for joining us here on Bull TV. Just the opening block of qualifying. Going to be plenty more throughout the week. 5 consecutive days here on Bull TV. Qualifying for both the men and the women here at the USBC Team USA Trials for 2017. Happy New Year to everybody. Once again, 5 and 6 game blocks over the course of these 5 days. The guys will be hitting the lanes at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. local time here in Las Vegas, actually Henderson, Nevada, if we're getting technical. Sunset Station's Strike Zone Bowling Center, 72 lanes. Great center, great staff here helping us out all week in preparation. As we mentioned, we got some race seating behind us as well, so it looks pretty official here. And for once, I'm not in the way, so it's the first time for everything. As we mentioned a little bit earlier, we know the folks coming here in game 3, but just as another recap, stepping up on 53 is Kelsey Anderson, member of the Stephen F. Austin bowling program. Nice shot there for an early double. Taryn Gray stepping up on 54 in a moment. Also on the pair, Erica Schneider and Hannah Fortin. On 55 and 56, Brianna Cote looking to cover up the 2-8 here in the second frame. She's joined by Ashley Dunn and Julia Bond, both members or past members of Junior Team USA. And their fourth, Kayla Hicks. Ashley Dunn made her first Junior Team USA appearance in 2016. Now a competitor at McHenry University. The Bearcats well represented in the field this week. For Julia Bond, she's been a member of Junior Team USA for the past 3 years, 2014, 2015, and 2016. looking to make it a 4th consecutive year here in 2017. Won 2 silver medals and 1 bronze at the World Bowling Youth Championships back in July and August in Lincoln, Nebraska. Past junior gold champion, as well as the 2015 NCAA Bowling Championships Most Outstanding Bowler, helping the Nebraska Huskers to another title on the NCAA side. First shot got a little bit away from her, but no problem on the spare in the second. Adriana with the assist, yes. Julia, one of the 6 to earn a spot for the 2017 team through junior gold this past summer in Indianapolis. That's actually represented in the roster for the folks who have the JR next to their name on both the men's and the women's. So we saw Sydney Brummett earlier today. She also has a spot along with Haley Cummings. Sierra Kanimoto. And that might be all the folks competing here this week. So they've already earned their spot on the junior team for 2017. Now trying to work their way onto the adult team as well. You can be on both teams at the same time. It's more of an age requirement than USBC status. Most folks generally see it as a USBC youth membership and a USBC adult membership, which is the case, but for Team USA, Junior Team USA, it's based off the World Bowling, which is age-based, not necessarily what status you hold. So it doesn't matter if you're professional, amateur, youth member, whatever it may be. If you earn your spot, you can be on the team, and if you're of age, you can be on the junior team. Nice shot from Brianna. Turning a double after the open in the first. Really a breakout year for her on the PWBA Tour. Claiming her first title at the PWBA Lexington Open. Brianna, a 3-time member of Team USA, along with 2 years on Junior Team USA. Brianna also made the trip to Cali, Colombia in 2016 compete at the PAPCON Women's Championships, helping Team USA take home a silver medal in the team event. She also captured a pair of bronze medals in singles and trios. Brianna, one of the first superstars of the NCAA Collegiate Association. She became the first bowler in NCAA history to be named NTCA, National 10-Pin Coaches Association Player of the Year 4 consecutive times, doing so between 2004 and 2008 while at Central Missouri. A lot of great discussion in the chat about how to attack these short patterns. Los Angeles will be the short pattern for the week, coming in at 35 feet. As we move throughout the event, day 2 will be Athens, coming in at 40 feet. Day 3, Rome, 45 feet. That will be the longest pattern. Day 4, Tokyo at 44. And day 5, 39 feet, Seoul. So once again, not only do you have to manage these 6 sprints, put yourself in position to make a run at the marathon, you need to do it on 5 challenging conditions. Moving pairs every game. Having to do your best to figure it out quickly and get going from there. Erica Schneider stays clean through 7 frames. It's certainly a big part of it as well, as in any competition. these challenging conditions. Gotta fill your frames, especially with the format. One bad day can really put you in tough shape for the overall aspect of the tournament. One bad game can almost get you there. It's as we've seen so far, at least on our feature pairs, scores haven't been out of this world outside of Sydney Brummett's performance in Game 1. She started with 10 consecutive strikes on her way to a 288 game. So avoiding those mistakes. And turning 160s into 180 games with some solid spare shooting. Might be the difference between being in 40th place and 25th place, just like that. So definitely, it's definitely a lot of moving and shaking throughout the standings throughout the week. But considering the prizes at stake, that's what it's all about. Hannah gets to the pocket, unable to get the 10-pin out in the 8th frame. Bounce back with a nice 3-bagger after the split in the first. Nice shot from Kayla Hicks in the 8th frame. Still get to 227 this game. Stayed clean so far. Taryn Gray looking to get it going on 53. After a few opens, working on a strike from the 8th. That's going to cross over, though. Take them when you can get them. All right, folks, scores are up through 2 games. So we just skipped the first game, went straight to game number 2. So Sydney Brummett, after the big start, 288. Leading the way through 2 games, 518, 259 average. Sitting in second, our reigning Team Trials champion, Danielle McEwen. 495. Shauna Strauss from Tucson, Arizona, Sitting in third, 494, Kayla Crawford. She's a member of Junior Team USA in 2016. In fourth at 480, Leah Glazer rounds out the top 5 at the moment, 462. Through 2 games, a total of 33 players are plus. So less than a third of the field, averaging better than 200 here in the early going. Another good looking shot there from Kayla Hicks. Delivers a double in the for the foundation frame. Tenth frame underway on 53 and 54. Taryn Gray will finish with a 159, but it's nice to finish with a strike. Hopefully find some momentum going into game 4. Kelsey Anderson, 2 more strikes can get her to 205. Julia Bond just struggling to get the ball all the way up the hill here on 55 and 56. She can still get to 176 with the conversion here. Nice shot from Erica to bounce back after the open in the 9th. 216 still available. Anderson finishes up with a nice 204. Keeping the ball in play. That'll get her to plus 18 for the day through 3. 3 in a row for Kayla Hicks. .215 for Erica Schneider. Hannah Fortin will wrap things up on 53 and 54. 2:27 still out there. See, quick look at who's coming up next. On 53 and 54, we have Jessica Wolf, Caitlin Reth, Mia Singletary, and Kayla Johnson. On 55 and 56, looks like Kayla Crawford and Katie Stark, along with Shauna Strauss and Mabel Cummins. Nice 2:15 from Hannah Fortin to finish up at game number 3. Her and Erica match the effort here. .215, popular number here. Kayla Hicks also finishing at that total on 55 and 56. Cote finishes at 192. Julia Bond trying to different ball on the second shot there in the 10th. Got that one to definitely hook as she left the 9 pin. She'll be in the 150s this game after starting with 406. Rough stretch in the middle of game 3 for Ashley Dunn. All right, that will conclude game number 3. So we're halfway done with the first round of women's qualifying here at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and U.S. Amateur Championships. I'm Aaron Smith, and we are live at Sunset Station's Strike Zone Bowling Center in Henderson, Nevada, just outside Las Vegas, about a 20-minute drive from the airport. We have 3 more games to go before we are all said and done with the first women's block. The men will start up at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 local time here in Las Vegas. We'll get to see them compete on the short Los Angeles pattern as well. So for right now, everybody hang tight. Game 4 coming up next here on Bowl TV. Thanks again for joining us. We certainly appreciate it, and we'll be here all week until we know Team USA and Junior Team USA for 2017. Thanks for stopping by. All right, folks. Game number 4 underway. Now on both of our feature pairs, lanes 53 through 56 here at Sunset Station's Strike Zone Bowling Center. Big thanks to them, as well as the staff here on site helping us prepare for this great event. If you visit Sport of Bowling USBC on Facebook, Jason Thomas putting in the miles today. Just recapped a few runs at 300s. So as we saw here live on Bowl TV to start the day, Sydney Brummett started off with 10 consecutive strikes. There's a video from the grandstands behind me, which is pretty cool. A little different angle than what we usually have. And then Haley Richard and Paige Krauser also made runs at 300, so be sure to check out Sport of Bowling on Facebook, official USBC site, to see how those runs ended. I just took a look at the video. Had some good shots. Haley's was just mean, so you got to check that out. So it sounds like we had a little bit of trouble with one of the lanes, a frame or two behind. So it might be a few seconds before we have scores after 3 to let you know officially what it's looking like. But from what we can see from our vantage point, Shauna Strauss on 55 and 56, 7:21 after 3 games. Danielle McCune a few pairs to our left at 7:20. So they were in the top 3 after 2, so looking to hold that position, averaging right around 240 so far. Good to see Shauna in the second frame, up on 56 in a moment. 2016 Junior Team USA member Kayla Crawford converts the single pin. Team USA's Kayla Johnson takes care of the baby split in a third frame after an early double. Also bowling here on our feature pairs, we have Jessica Wolf getting ready to step up on 53. Mia Singletary getting ready on 54. Caitlin Reth, their fourth. Attacking the lanes from the left side, Katie Stark up on 55 and 6. We already mentioned Kayla and Shauna. Their fourth, Mabel Cummins, the 2016 under 15 junior gold champion. As Mia mixes them up, trips the 5-pin out there, getting some pin action here at Sunset Station. Nice shot from Mabel in the second frame. Very impressed just by her demeanor at junior gold. The recent trend the past few years has been having the televised finals. Well, televised, that's what makes them televised finals, I guess. But so obviously the bright lights of TV and all that excitement. And I've had a few long days of bowling, and energy's running, everything's moving so fast, and Mabel looked like a seasoned vet, though, even at the young age of 15. So just went up there, took care of her pre-shot routine. Kept the ball in play, covered her spares, and just looked like a natural out there. So certainly expect some big things from her in the future. As an added bonus, she also joined the under-15 development team for Junior Team USA. So each year, 2 boys and 2 girls who qualify in the under-15 division earn a chance to go out to the Junior Team USA camp as well and get to work with the coaches and all the excitement of being a Junior Team USA member. Once again, a big theme throughout the day so far is a connection to collegiate bowling. Katie Stark, member of the Vanderbilt program. Kayla Crawford, I believe, part of St. Ambrose University, up and coming program, the Fighting Bees, I believe. Caitlin Reth, a competitor at Monmouth University. And Jessica Wolf representing Wright State. For those of you folks chatting about the pattern a little bit, once again, Los Angeles 35 feet. If you want to see the graph, it is posted on bull.com/Team USA Trials. We also have a link in the description area below the video on YouTube here. So you see something to follow the results and more, visit, and then we got the link. So that's got results, lane assignments, patterns, and more. So you can actually see what it's looking like here in game number 4. Once again, a big thanks to everyone for joining us here. Nearly 1,000 watching live, so we appreciate the support here in the early going of team trials. Once again, we'll be here for wire-to-wire coverage. So be sure to like Bull TV when you're done here. Go ahead, click the thumbs up, subscribe to get notifications on all the stuff coming to you from Bull TV. After putting together 6 consecutive strikes, a few lanes to our left, Danielle McEwen, back-to-back strikes, or back-to-back splits, excuse me, in the 8th and the 9th. She went from running 290 through 7 to a possibility to dropping out to a max of in the 230s. She's unable to convert the 4.67. Danielle, a 3-time champion at team trials, certainly knows what it takes to put yourself in position to make Team USA at the end of the week, and looking to do that again. Great shot there from Kayla Johnson. Her first strike since frame number 2. Looking at our lane assignments coming up here in game number 5. On 53 and 54, we have Corrine Lieber, Sierra Lewis, Madison Keller, and Michelle Cruz. Heading to 53 and 54. On 55 and 56, Randy Spieler, Melissa Slada, April McDonald, and Jasmine Mason, making their way to the Bull TV featured pairs. Nice shot there from Shauna, looking to get back on track after the strong start. A rough patch here in game 4, but looking to finish it strong. Nice shot from Caitlin on 53. Danielle McEwen finishes up with 222. So she'll be at, looks like plus 142 through 4. Question in the chat about the scores above the game total, and yes, the scores are following the players this week, so that is the series total through 3 games. As we mentioned already, Shauna Strauss at 721 for her first 3, so some struggles early on in game 4, looking to bounce back with a strong finish. 688 for Kayla Crawford. Earned her spot on Junior Team USA at this event last January. Jessica Wolf unable to double in the 10th, but she's going to be on the right side of plus this game. Can convert the 3-9-10 to get to 204. Mia Singletary, no problem on the single pin. Can strike for 170. Question in the chat, how is Erin McCarthy doing this game? She is one pair to our right. Erin having a very nice game. Actually strike out for 259. And she gets ready to step up in the 10th in just a moment. 6:23 through 3 games for McCarthy. All right, scores now updated through 3 as we wrap up 4 here. Sydney Brummett continues on her pace that we saw from the get-go. 7:31 through 3, a 2:43.67 average out of the gates. Shauna Strauss in second, 7:21. Danielle McCune, 7:20 in third. Haley Richard from Tipton, Michigan, 7:15 in fourth. Kayla Crawford, also on our feature pair, 6:88. Rounding out the top 10 so far, Kelly Kulik, 6:70. Jolie O'Grady, 6:57. Shannon O'Keefe, 6:45. Leah Glazer, 6:42. And Lily Schell rounds out the top 10 with a 6:35. 30 players at a score of even or better. All right, just starting the 10th on 55 and 56. Game 4 in the books on 53 and 54. Jessica Wolf leads the way with a 2:03. A few players slowing their pace. Once again, Kayla Crawford and Shauna Strauss, both in the top 5 after 3 games. Finding some struggles here. Kayla can get to 145 with a strike on her field ball, 154 max for Shauna. Once again, those of you looking for scores, lane assignments, oil patterns, and more, be sure to visit bowl.com/Team USA Trials. You can also just go to bowl.com. Go to the tournaments tab up at the top. And select Team USA Trials. We also have a link in the description below the video here on YouTube. It's that second paragraph to follow results and more. Go ahead, click on that link. That'll take you there. If it doesn't take you there, let me know. We'll get that fixed. As we wrap up at game number 4. Katie Stark at 203 still out there. Mabel Cummins with the conversion can get to 195. One pair to our right. Erin McCarthy unable to strike her first shot of the 10th frame. She has a 2-pin to convert, no problem. She can still shoot a 238 this game. Moving quickly into game 5 on 53 and 54. Good place for the 710. Mabel Cummins finishes with 193. As we wait for our participants on 55 and 56, let's run down the folks on 53 and 54 already moving along here in game 5 of 6. Corinne Lieber looking to make it 3 for 3. She's at 828 through 4 games. Leaves the 6-9-10. She's joined by Madison Keller. She's up on 54 at the moment. Sierra Lewis and Michelle Cruz also on our featured pair. We've talked a lot about collegiate bowling so far, and for Michelle Cruz, a collegiate bowling coach, along with a very solid career. She was the first head coach of the University of Alabama Birmingham program. Previously an All-American at Central Florida. And a member of Junior Team USA. Concerning the standings page, do realize there's a lot going on there, so the only thing that should have scores at the moment, and it is totals, not individual games, is the women's daily standings round number 1, because that is the only one that's completed so far. After that round, the women's overall standings after round 1 and for the U.S. Amateur will be updated. Then we'll do the same for the men after they complete their 6 games later today, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. So a lot going on once again this week. We'll do our best to keep you informed as much as we can. If you go to bowl.com/Team USA Trials and click on the information tab, it'll kind of give you the full description of how teams get selected here for Team USA and Junior Team USA. For the junior team, and on the standings and roster, folks competing for spots on the junior team will have a Y next to their name. They're competing for a total of 6 spots on both the boys and girls side. 6 spots already determined through a Junior Team USA in 2016. That was back in Indianapolis this past summer. So the top 4 in the overall point rankings at the end of the 5th 6-game block will receive automatic bids onto Junior Team USA for 2017. And then there will be 2 spots from the selection committee based off of performances here at Team Trials as well as at Junior Gold this past summer. You'll see a few folks who have a JR next to their name in the standings, like our leader through 3 games, Sydney Brummett. Sydney already earned a spot on Junior Team USA through her performance at the Junior Gold Championships. So she is competing to earn a spot on the Team USA, as well as for the U.S. Amateur title. '55 and '56 ready to get underway. April McDonald wasting no time. She'll be up on '56. Nice cover there by Madison, taking care of the washout. Nice shot there by Cruz as we hit the halfway point over on 53 and 54, just underway on 55 and 56. This is game 5 of 6 for the opening round of women's qualifying at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and U.S. Amateur. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications. Big thanks to everyone for joining us throughout the day and hopefully throughout the week. This is a great excuse to get away from that job for a few minutes, a few hours, as we determine who's going to make a Team USA and Junior Team USA here in 2017. It's going to take a consistent performance across 5 different patterns over the next 5 days to earn one of those coveted automatic spots. Of course, for the winner of team trials, a spot in the World Cup in 2017. As well as a chance to represent the red, white, and blue. Melissa Slada, Randy Spieler, Jasmine Mason, and April McDonald make up our 4 on 55 and 56. Here's Randy attacking the lanes from the left side, runs through the nose, leaves the 4-7. Jasmine Mason, the 2-time Junior Team USA member. Question in the chat. She has aged out of the junior team program, so she is competing for a spot on the adult team only this week. After putting together a great performance at the World Bowling Youth Championships during the summer of 2016, 2 gold medals in singles and all events, along with a pair of silver medals and 1 bronze, representing Junior Team USA in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's a bit of a homecoming for her and Julia Bond, both competitors at the University of Nebraska, which is in Lincoln, so definitely a cool moment. A pair of teammates getting to represent their country, the same city that they had taken home a national title to. Mason implementing the classic Nebraska push away there. On her way to an early 3-bagger. Jasmine, originally from Rhode Island. Certainly has made a name for herself the past few years through her time on Junior Team USA as well as with Nebraska. Camera walking through there. Jason Thomas working on his next video project. Sure to check out the Sport of Bowling USBC on Facebook for all those, of course, at USBC as well on Twitter. Bowl.com will have recaps at the end of each day, along with that being the spot to see results, information, and more. Nice shot there from Lieber to set up the 10th frame. Can get to 226 still. Part of the Grand Canyon University bowling program. Had a nice finish out here in Vegas, I believe a few weeks ago at the Glenn Carlson. Possibly the collegiate shootout. I'm interested, so I'm going to look it up. Is at the collegiate shootout, a third place finish at that Tier 1 event. Since the name's getting thrown around a little bit in the chat at the moment. Shout out to Brian O'Keefe. Yesterday he was announced as the new Junior Team USA coach. So Brian will be back with the program after previously spending time. Now handle all of the coaching responsibilities for Junior Team USA. Speaking of the O'Keefes, Shannon just walked up. She's going to be on 53 and 54 here for the final game of the block. So we'll look forward to seeing her join us on Bowl TV in just a few moments. Connecting on the first shot of the 10th. Lieber goes high, leaves the 3-6. She can finish with 214 with the conversion. Madison Keller still has 2:17 out there after leaving the 10 pin, her first shot in the 10th. While we're talking the TV pair, for the final game, 53 and 54 will feature Leah Glazer, Miranda Rodriguez, and Shannon O'Keefe. So just Shannon is on her own lane here, so no fourth in that grouping. 55 and 56 will have Sage Yamada, Casey Eaton, Ashlyn Herzberg, and Amanda Najokas. At the moment, live scoring is not available. We will see if we can get that going sometime this week. Nice cover there by Randy, taking care of the 3-6-7. Pick that up to stay clean as well. Sierra Lewis putting the finishing touches on a nice game here. Going to be possibly a clean 220 with a strike. Finishes with a 2-17. Final shot for Cruz. Gets her to 187. So for Lieber, through 5 games, plus 42, leading the way. Over on 53 and 54. A few frames behind. 55 and 56. After getting off to the strong start, Jasmine Mason. We're looking at the 2-4-10. No problem on the spare. Stay clean through 5. Once again, as a reminder, we are not done on Bowl TV today after this final game. Men's qualifying starting 5 p.m. Eastern at 2 p.m. local time. That's going to be the schedule throughout the week. So for based off Eastern time zone, 11 a.m. start, 5 p.m. second squad start. So last Last year we ended up staggering them a little bit with there being more guys in the field, but this year hard starting times, so we'll get a little bit longer breaks when the ladies kick off the day. We will re-oil the lanes. So once again, you can see those as well in the results tab on bull.com/Team USA Trials. We also have a link in the description below the video. The guys will be competing on Los Angeles as well. Melissa mixes them up for her second strike of Game 5 and the 6th. Nice shot there from Jasmine Mason. Bouncing back after a split on the right lane her last time. Delivering all 10 back. I too only have standings through 3 games at the moment, so staff here working to get those up. We know we had a few pairs. Not everybody's finishing at the same time, so that's part of the reason for the delay, but as soon as I see him, I'll let you know. Shannon O'Keefe at plus 42 through 5 delivers a strike to kick things off. Leah Glazer at minus 35. Miranda Rodriguez, 841 for her 5-game total. She's at minus 159. O'Keefe crosses over in the second, but coming to a new pair, you never know what you're going to find. I'm sure she'll make the adjustment, but will take advantage of it to kick things off. A 4-time PWBA Tour titleist, including 3 wins this past season. Of course, the emotional victory at the nationwide PWBA Sonoma County Open. Shannon, a 12-time member of Team USA. At her last event wearing the red, white, and blue, the 2016 PepCon Women's Championships in Cali, Colombia. Captured 1 gold medal in the trios competition, a silver medal in team, and a bronze in the Masters competition. And when she's not doing work on the lanes, she's coaching the women's McHenry bowling program. Coming off a great season, a pair of third-place finishes in both the NCAA side and the USBC Collegiate at the Intercollegiate Team Championships. McHenry men won the ITCs in 2016. Not the shot she was hoping for in frame 3, however. Got that one a little too far right. Sydney Brummett's going to be one pair to our right here on Bowl TV over on 57-58. 1170 through 5 games. So continuing strong after we saw the strong start in game 1, front 10 for 288 at plus 170. Also joining her, Giselle Pass at plus 61 through 5 games. Shannon makes the adjustment on the right lane. Sends all 10 back after the ball change. April McDonald finishes up with 197. Tough game for Randy, finishes with 149. Jasmine Mason still has 232 out there. Melissa Slada working on a strike. Get to 174. Trouble for Mason, the big 4. Looks like Brummett is still using urethane here on the 35-foot Los Angeles World Bowling pattern. At least we know that's what she started with, and is starting game 6 with. A split to kick off the game. Mason takes the 2 to finish at 2:06. She's at minus 13 with 1 to go. Just a reminder, folks, please follow us along this week on social media. The Sport of Bowling USBC is the official Facebook page for the United States Bowling Congress. At USBC on Twitter. Of course, we are everything for the Team USA Trials can be found on bowl.com. The direct link / Team USA Trials, or you can click on the Tournaments tab up at the top and click Team USA Trials. And if you have a second, be sure to like our video, subscribe to Bowl TV as well. You'll get the opportunity to get updates on all the great stuff getting uploaded to Bowl TV throughout the week. Second double of the game for Miranda Rodriguez. Looking to finish strong here after what appears to be some struggles through 5. All right, we're underway on 55 and 56. Here's Amanda Najokas, a under 12 junior gold champion back in 2015 in the Chicagoland area. Joining Amanda on 55 and 56. Ashlyn Hersberg getting ready to step up on the right lane. Part of the Wichita State contingent here on site. Also on the pair, Sage Yamada and Casey Eden. All right, a very good question in the chat, and something I figured out this week as well, because I had a few questions about it. But must you have a U.S. citizenship to compete? Is that a requirement? You do have to be a U.S. citizen to compete. That is factual, but for some of the players who we actually had one player who already crossed our feature pair, Giselle Paz, who is a member of Team Puerto Rico, but as a U.S. citizen, she can compete for the U.S. amateur title. So for Giselle, she would only be able to, at the end of the week, capture the U.S. amateur title. If she finished in the top spot in points, she would not get a spot on Team USA, Junior Team USA. So that was something I learned as well this week. All right, 10th frame underway on 53 and 54. Shannon O'Keefe working on 4 in a row, makes it 5. Finish strong here with a big 257. That would get her to plus 99. 244 finish for O'Keefe. Belger to plus 86. Glazer finishes with 171. Strong finish here for Miranda Rodriguez. She's thinking 245 right here. 2 more strikes. All right, we do have scores updated through 5 now. Sydney Brummett, who's putting together a nice final game, one pair to our right, ahead of the standings with 1170. Danielle McEwen in second, 1149. Haley Richard in third, 1135. Erin McCarthy fourth, 1116. Kelly Kulik rounding out the top 5 at the moment with 1113. Also in the top 10, Brianna Clemmer in 6th, 1105. Kayla Crawford at 1088. She's tied with Josie Ernest at the same number. In 9th, Stephanie Schwartz, 1073. Sarah Locker in 10th. Sarah Locher, excuse me, in 10th at 1067. A total of 32 players plus through 5 games. So for Brummett, she can still shoot 257 this game. No, the other players appear to be within viewing distance here. Behind lanes 53 through 56, so we'll have to wait and see on that. .244 for O'Keefe. Rodriguez finishes with 242. Glazer 171. So we're all done on 53 and 54 for this block. Everybody sit tight. Final half game on 55 and 56 here on Bowl TV. Once again, a reminder, men's qualifying opening round starts at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. local time here in Las Vegas. It's going to be about 2 hours from the time we shut the cameras off, maybe a little bit extra. So be sure to check that out a little bit later today. We'll post a reminder on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page, as well as on Twitter, to let you know time to tune back in and check out the guys' field. All right, folks, just did some running around. It looks like Sydney Brummett will be our day one leader on the women's side for qualifying here at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials. As we mentioned before, Brummett already a member of Junior Team USA for 2017 based off her performance at the Junior Gold Championships back in the summer of 2016. But she can still compete for the U.S. Amateur as well as a spot on the Adult Team USA. Certainly off to a good start for that. The standout from Wichita State finishing at plus 193. Didn't appear anyone else could get to the number. So we'll confirm all that after we finish up here. Still got a few pairs going throughout the house, so it might be a little bit before those final scores do pop up, but we're just about wrapped up here on 55 and 56. After the conclusion of this game, we will turn the cameras off for a little bit, let them get some rest. As we prepare for the 10th frame, Ashlyn Hersberg, left-hander working on 2 in a row. Asking for that one to get up the hill, mixes but doesn't get out the 10. Ashlyn, a teammate of Sydney Brummett at Wichita State. Finish at 187. Was at plus 53 coming into this game, so she will finish the day plus. Sage Yamada with the strike to start the 10th. 170 max score for her. Once again, a big thanks to everyone for joining us throughout the day here. We had some good numbers throughout the day, a lot of good conversation. Good conversation. There we go. In the chat room, we certainly appreciate all the kind comments and are looking forward to 4.5 more days of qualifying before we get to the U.S. Amateur, and of course, the big reveal afterwards of Team USA and Junior Team USA, the National Selection Committee choices as well. That'll be on Sunday, January 8th. Final shots from Amanda and Casey. One final reminder for everyone, the opening round of men's qualifying also on the 35-foot Los Angeles pattern will be here on Bowl TV at 5 p.m. Eastern, at 2 local time here in Henderson, Nevada, just outside of Las Vegas at Sunset Station's Strike Zone Bowling Center. So we're looking forward to that in about 2 hours and 10 minutes or so. We'll be getting the cameras rolling. Practice starts 10 or 15 minutes beforehand. I did not recall what it was from this morning, so I'd have to double check. All right, that will conclude live stream coverage of round 1 of qualifying for the women here at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and U.S. Amateur Championships. We'll be back 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. local time for the men's opening round here on Bull TV. So just again, big thanks to everyone for joining us throughout the day. We're looking forward to 6 more games in a little bit. But that's going to do it for now. We're going to take a quick break. Give the cameras some time off, some well-deserved PTO before we come back at 2. So until then, we'll see you here on Bull TV. And have a good afternoon.